Guys, we have a big breaking news coming out when it comes to nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. NATO could fire the first shot against Russia in the face of Vlad's escalating shadow war on Europe, a top admiral has warned. Now we're going to see what's going on here, guys. Once again, this is a big, urgent breaking news that's coming out right now. Before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to help and support the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also the description box. Thank you again for your support. So NATO may carry out a preemptive strike against Russia. Now, I did post a video yesterday on this channel. It seems like NATO is preparing for something big. For the first time, the alliance is discussing the possibility of a preemptive strike on Russia in response to its hybrid attack. Admiral Grosep Kavo Dragon, the head of NATO's military committee, told Financial Times about this. According to the newspaper, a number of Eastern European diplomats are demanding that NATO stop merely expressing concern and deliver a response. Once again, Dragon acknowledged that preemptive actions can be considered self-defense. How? You guys are not under attack, though. So, again, if you guys are hit, let's say Russia hit you guys with some kind of hypersonic, then yeah, you have every right to self-defense. All right, so once again, Dragon acknowledged that preemptive actions can be considered self-defense, but this goes beyond traditional thinking. Perhaps we should act more aggressively than our opponent. Now, the question are about the legal framework, the jurisdiction, who will carry it out, he added. Now, one thing I tell you, it's not going to be the U.S. So who's going to do it? Emmanuel Macron, France? Who's going to do it? Germany? Yeah, Germany. You guys already know what happened to you back in 1940-something. Once again, NATO does not rule out the possibility of a preemptive strike in response to Russia's hybrid warfare. This was stated by NATO Military Committee Chair Admiral, I'm going to skip his name, in an interview with Financial Times. According to him, the alliance is discussing a shift from reactive tactics to a more proactive approach. Dragon did not rule out that a preemptive strike could be considered a defensive action against hybrid warfare. That's the reason why they keep urging the population, millions, to stock up on, food, water, and they're also building all these bunkers, nuclear bunkers and stuff. So the entire European region, they're already on preparation mode. It's just the next step is who's going to push the button on the bear. Who's going to push the button on them? If they do, again, that's their fault. Here's the thing, guys. NATO's not getting hit. They're not getting hit. Nothing's happening to NATO. It's just Ukraine and the bear, they going at it. But, of course, it seems like the European, they just love these biblical war. All right, so it says here, Putin has been terrorizing Europe. Where's my coffee? Guys, thank you so much for the Cash App. Thank you so much for the cup of coffee. This is a nice cup. Oh, almost dropped it too. So Putin has been terrorizing Europe. I don't know how. All right, so with a campaign of sabotage and airspace violation for years, and his shadow operation is only ramping up. Various fires and explosions, including a blaze at an East London Ukrainian-owned warehouse, have been pinned on the Tarrant. Now, recent cases also include the severing of undersea cables in the Baltic Sea and a string of cyber hack across the continent. Now, stuff like that has been going on. All right, so ever since the war broke out in Ukraine, 2021, 22, 20. I mean, those years were brutal. You had cable being cut off multiple times. I mean, it was just bad. Recent cases also include, all right, so we already know that the surge in these interferences is forcing NATO to reassess its tradition. Now, he said, we are studying everything on cyber. We are kind of reactive, being more aggressive or being proactive instead of reactive is something that we are thinking about. Dragon said that the revenge cyber strikes will be the simplest option because many NATO member nations hold the capabilities to launch them. Retaliation for physical sabotage or drone incursions will be more complex, but not out of the question. All right, let me just click on this. I want to continue reading this. Okay, so we left off here. I'm gonna have to fix this really quick here, guys, so you get so you have a better view. All right, so here we go. Perfect. So again, you have the admiral said that a preemptive strike could, under certain circumstances, be classified as a defense action, though it is further away from our normal way of thinking and behavior. Now, he continued, being more aggressive compared with the aggressiveness of our counterparts could be an option. Whoops, advertisement alert. Beautiful. I like how they surprise people with advertisement. All right, so I do believe that big things are gonna spark. I mean, we don't know when Europe and Russia's gonna go at it, but when that day comes, it's gonna be World War III. But I'm looking at this here. You have Lithuania, you have Latvia and Estonia, right? These regions could be the first one that could see something. All right, so this little spot right here, this is don't tell me. It starts with an L. I forget the name. I'm sorry, guys. This is Russia's territory, all right? So they're basically sandwiched with Poland right here, a NATO member, and Lithuania right here, a NATO member. And then you got this little piece that belongs to Russia. All right, so if things start breaking like World War III, it's because this part right here, which is Luhansk. No, that's not Luhansk. I truly apologize, guys. I forget the name of that territory. It says here, the question legal framework, jurisdictional framework, who is going to do this, question mark. NATO has already been urged to abandon its reactive stance by several member states, particularly those in Eastern Europe, which bear the brunt of Russian aggression. One Baltic diplomat told the FT, if all we do is continue being reactive, we just invite Russia to keep trying, keep hurting us. Hybrid warfare is asymmetric. It costs them little and us a lot. We need to be more inventive. The problem is, guys, is that how do you stop the bear? Sanctions is not working. How do you stop the bear? Oh, there you go. I think it's Lithuania, right? No, it's not Lithuania. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really stuck in that part right there. If you know the name to that country, and it's this one right here, just leave comments down below. This one right there. So the blue is NATO. All right, you see all that? You got Finland, which is the newest member, and then you have Sweden, that's the newest member. You have all these NATO land. Against the bear. So addressing the possibility of a more proactive NATO, Denis Gonchar, Russia's ambassador to Belgium accused the alliance of intimidating its population with the Kremlin's non-existent plans to strike. Now, he added the claim that member states had begun preparing for a major war with the bear. Meanwhile, talks continue in Florida between high-level diplomats from the U.S. and Ukraine with a view to hammering out a peace deal. Both sides said on Sunday the negotiations have been productive, and Rubio said he was hopeful of further progress. Speaking after the talks, Rubio said, "We continue to be realistic about how difficult this is, but optimistic, particularly given the fact that as we make progress, I think there is a shared vision here that this is not just about ending the war. It's about securing Ukraine's future, a future that we hope will be more prosperous than it's ever been. There's more work to be done. This is delicate. Excuse me. All right. It says here, give me a second, guys. So there are a lot of moving parts, and obviously there's another party involved here. So that will have to be a part of the equation, and that will continue later this week. So it says here, Steve Witkoff, Trump's special envoy, is leaving today for Russia, where he is expected to meet his counterparts later in a week. Now, a renewed push for peace began with the U.S. and the bear drawing up a blueprint for peace, though this was roundly criticized for favoring Putin's aims. After that, European leaders in Geneva helped draft a counter proposal, and the U.S. said was willing to make changes to the terms. Now, Zelensky said he expected the result of the Geneva meeting to be hammered out in Florida. Now, Kiev is facing significant pressure from Washington to agree to the terms of a peace deal, all while Zelensky finds himself in the most difficult political and military situation. Now, Sunday meeting was notably the first without Zelensky powerful chief of staff, Andrei, who resigned on Friday following a corruption row. Now, Yermak had been the leading negotiator and enforcer for Kiev since the start of the war in 2022. Alright, so this is basically it for this one here, guys. Give me a second. Let me go back on X. I want to see if I can find anything else related to this story here. But yeah, it's a matter of time when things start to hit the fan. Once again, NATO is considering more aggressive measures, including preemptive strikes. Sorry, guys, I'm looking for more updates here. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm still looking for some more updates here, guys. And it seems like this is all of it, but I'm seeing a lot more news about Venezuela. That's like the big topic today. Let me show you some of this really quick of Venezuela. We're going to jump to Venezuela really quick here, guys. So the New York Post just put out this front cover. And it says here, today's cover, the commander-in-chief U.S. president gave Venezuelan leader Nicolas a strongly worded ultimatum as tensions flared with the South American nation, telling him to resign and leave, or else, according to a bombshell report. Now, I did post a video. That link will be in the comments box if you guys want to check it out. But I do have some more crazy news about Venezuela. You guys may want to check this news out. But yeah, it seems like Nicholas is saying, I'm not going nowhere. And he's making some kind of deal. He's offering a deal to Washington, which Washington quickly turned down. All right, so we're going to talk about that next. But thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I will keep you updated when it comes to NATO and then those Europeans and Ukraine and Russia. But those wars still happening. It's going on 4 years. February 20th, I think, or the 22nd. That's when it all started in 2022. I think it was 2022, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. Till next time later. Peace.